Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the US dollar index is continuing the crash to the downside, which is huge news for Bitcoin and crypto, which is helping the price of Bitcoin break out in the short term, while Ethereum is very close to breaking out from this new pattern, which would set up new price targets that I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the weekly Bitcoin chart, and right now the price of Bitcoin is still running into this important area of resistance in between around 36,000 to 38,000. And we have also just seen a weekly candle close confirm over the last one day, which continues this green streak again, because this latest weekly candle close, of course, confirmed the 5th green week in a row that we've seen in the price of Bitcoin. And so despite what is happening on smaller time frames with short-term pullbacks and things like that, obviously on the larger time frames like the weekly chart, we are clearly within a much larger bullish trend, which I've been talking about since basically the very beginning of this year. You can even go back on my videos back then and take a look. But what we are seeing, especially more recently, is a crash in the US dollar currency index, also known as the DXY. This is on the daily time frame, and as you can clearly see, the DXY is dumping. And of course, this crash to the downside in the DXY began around early October, and of course it is still continuing to this day, which is actually a bullish signal for Bitcoin and crypto, because basically when the US dollar itself is losing value relative to other currencies, that makes it very easy for Bitcoin and other cryptos to gain value if they're valued in US dollars. And of course, most commonly Bitcoin and cryptos are valued in US dollars. That's where most of the liquidity is, in US dollar stablecoins. And so basically what that means is if the US dollar itself is losing value, then it's very easy for Bitcoin against the US dollar to gain value, for example. And we can see this very clearly on this chart right here. Of course, this is the price of Bitcoin in the daily candlesticks and the DXY, that chart that I was just looking at here in the red line. And once again, the DXY reversed from bullish back to bearish around the beginning of October, just before the price really started to flip bullish here in the price of Bitcoin. And of course, the other times where the DXY was bearish, obviously that was also very bullish for the price of Bitcoin, as we can clearly see here on the chart. But on the flip side, when the DXY, when the US dollar index is bullish, that is almost always bearish for the price of Bitcoin. And so essentially, while the US dollar is crashing as it is right now, I would not necessarily expect a significant pullback in the price of Bitcoin while the DXY is crashing. Of course, we can experience short-term pullbacks, just small pullbacks like what we've seen over the last 1 week or so, just in the short term. But in regards to larger pullbacks like this, for example, or like this, basically what we saw during May or late July entering into August, personally, I would not expect a pullback like that until we actually see a bullish reversal again in the DXY, which as of right now has not yet happened. Because remember, if the US dollar itself is losing value, especially very quickly like right now, then it makes it very difficult for Bitcoin to also lose a lot of value against the US dollar, which is already losing value. And so basically, while the DXY is continuing this downtrend, then it's logical to assume we should be remaining within a bullish trend in the price of Bitcoin, even if we do see short-term slowdowns in the bullish trend. And now, just before getting into some other important crypto charts, first quickly talking about this massive lucky draw, which is happening right now and is only happening over the next 1 week. And so if you're trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out, because basically if you trade $500 worth of crypto over on Bybit, you get 1 chance for this lucky draw. If you trade 5,000, you get another chance. If you trade 10,000, you get another chance, and so on. And you don't have to trade with that entire amount all in one trade. You can, for example, trade a few times with $1,000, 5 different times, to get up to that $5,000 trade volume over the next 1 week while this campaign is happening. And basically, once you accrue those chances, you can click this spin button and win either 10 USDT bonus, $15 bonus, a $25 bonus, a brand new iPhone 15 Pro, or simply a good luck. And so once again, if you're trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out to potentially win some bonuses or a brand new iPhone 15 Pro. But this lucky draw is only available for certain countries out there in the world, and I'll leave a link to this where it has all the information about this lucky draw in the description down below and in the pinned comment. So definitely check that out if you want to take a look at this lucky draw and potentially win some prizes. And speaking of winning prizes, of course, over the last few weeks, I did host host an Apple Watch giveaway with Bitflex, and now that giveaway is over, and this is the user that won the brand new Apple Watch. So congrats to that user right there. And of course, that user has been contacted now by email. So if that's you, check your emails. And if you want me to do more giveaways in the future partnered with exchanges, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to make that happen. But anyway, getting back into the Bitcoin part of this video, this is on the daily Bitcoin chart. And obviously, we still have a bearish divergence, which is active as of right now. And so once again, the most common outcomes from a bearish divergence is either choppy sideways price action, if not a pullback in the price of Bitcoin over the next few weeks from when the bearish divergence confirmed. And obviously, so far over the last 1 week or so, we have seen a lot of choppy sideways price action as expected as one of the most common outcomes. But remember, I wouldn't necessarily expect a massive pullback here in the price of Bitcoin, at least while the DXY is continuing the pullback itself. And so once again, with the DXY bearish, which is technically a bullish signal for Bitcoin, but also with a bearish divergence on the Bitcoin chart, this is basically relatively neutral in the somewhat shorter term for the price of Bitcoin, which is why we have been seeing a lot of choppy sideways price action just in the short term. And this is likely going to continue at least over the next few days, possibly over the next 1 week. And so essentially, this is just the short-term bullish trend on the daily time frame losing momentum in the shorter term, but has not necessarily reversed into a bearish trend. And we can see that here on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart. Obviously, the price of Bitcoin is still within this ascending parallel channel, which is a bullish trend, obviously, but we can also see a clear divergence between the price of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin RSI here on the 8-hour time frame, which once again is a signal telling us that we are losing bullish momentum, at least in the short term. So once again, it's likely pointing towards some choppy sideways price action like what we've seen over the last 1 week or so. But we don't really start reversing back into a bearish trend in the short term until we at least break from this ascending line of support, which is sitting at around 35.7k. And if you're zooming into the much shorter term, looking at the 1-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously I mentioned in my last video here on the channel that we have this ascending triangle pattern with horizontal resistance at approximately 36.7k and this ascending line of support sitting at approximately 36.4k. And obviously after my last video that I posted yesterday on the channel, we did see a breakout above that line of resistance, which set up a bullish price target at approximately 37.6k to 37.7k. And obviously, at least as of right now, the price of Bitcoin has made it up towards around 37.5 to 37.6k. So very, very close to the full technical price target. And technically speaking, this only fully invalidates if we see a confirmed break with candle closes back below this line of resistance, which once again is sitting at around 36.7k. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And obviously just recently, we've continued that bounce from this exact level of support, which is sitting just above 1.9k. And we have also just seen a breakout above this Fibonacci level, which was sitting at around $1,990 to $2,000. But we also have a bit of resistance based on these previous highs, sitting closer towards around 2020 to 2030. But if we see a confirmed breakout back above 2030 in the price of ETH, then we could perhaps continue up towards the local highs because we have a lot more resistance up there. Once again, starting at around 2120, going up towards around 2150. And as of right now, the daily Ethereum price oscillators have not changed a lot over the last 1 day. Of course, we have seen a slight bounce in the RSI, and the momentum is starting to flip slightly towards the bullish direction again. But essentially, right now, the price oscillators are showing we have relatively low momentum to either direction in the short term on the daily time frame, which is why we've seen a lot of choppy sideways price action over the last 1 week or so. But of course, just in the more shorter term, over the last 1 to 2 days, we have seen a bit of a bullish relief, which is what I've been talking about over the last few days due to this hidden bullish divergence. And so once again, as I mentioned in my last 1 to 2 videos here on the channel back down here, we're likely going to see a slight bullish relief just in the short term in the price of ETH, and this could potentially continue from where we are right now, because at least for now, this hidden bullish divergence on the 8-hour time frame is still currently active with higher lows in the price and lower lows in the RSI. And what we have also seen form just in the short term on the 3-hour time frame is a new descending broadening wedge pattern, which is technically a bullish pattern. And right now, this line of support is sitting at approximately 1880 to 1890, and this line of resistance is sitting at approximately 2030. And so essentially, we need to see a confirmed breakout back above 2030 with candle closes back above that level in order to activate this pattern and set up the technical price target. And the first technical price target for this pattern is simply at the top of the wedge, which is sitting at around 2130. And if you're measuring out the second price target from the high to the low of this pattern, taking over to the point of the breakout, of course, that sets up a technical price target at around 2240. And so once again, the first price target would be near the top of the wedge at around 2130, and the second price target would be at around 2240. And so from the point of the breakout to the first price target, that's nearly a 5% move to the upside, and from the point of the breakout to the second price target, that's roughly around a 10% move to the upside. But remember, we first need to confirm a breakout above this line of resistance in order to actually activate the pattern and activate those technical price targets. And as always, the point of invalidation would be, for example, if we saw a breakout above resistance and then a break back below that line of resistance, that would invalidate the breakout and invalidate the pattern. So of course, this is not financial advice, but personally, how I would set up a trading strategy around this pattern is set up some sort of conditional order to enter a long position just above the point of the breakout. And so if we do end up seeing that breakout above resistance, that would enter me into a long position to profit from this move to the upside. And I would also automatically place a stop loss just below the point of the breakout, so that if we do end up seeing a fake out and invalidate the breakout, then that stop loss would exit me out of the trade with just a small loss. And then personally, I would also place a small take profit at the first price target and another take profit towards the second price target, actually just before the technical price target, in case we don't make it all the way there. But remember, that is not personal financial advice. That is just letting you know what I usually do in these breakout situations. And once again, if you want to trade these moves in the price of ETH, Bitcoin, or any other crypto, then make sure to check out Bybit or Bitflex, link down below in the description and in the pinned comment. And over the last one day, nothing much has really changed here in the price of Solana. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about Solana and what is happening here in the short term, then check out my last video here on the channel, because really nothing much has happened over the last one day. But believe it or not, you can make money in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways like Solana over the last one day. And if you want to know how to do that, then check out these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is bullish or bearish using AI, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.